Hey YouTubers, this is Irish Air Gunner coming at you with my brand new Air Arms S-410 TDR takedown rifle. I've been looking at some Air Arm rifles and I came across this gentleman out of Scottsdale, Arizona from TopGun Airguns. His name's Peter Plessinger. Peter's a really nice guy, really great guy. He does really great custom work. You can see on the stock. It's complete custom stock compared to what you get at Pyramid Air or off from Air Arms. Also, what makes this rifle unique from any is that it's in 177. Air Arms only imports 22 caliber into the United States. They don't import the 177, so you can't find the 177 TDR from any dealer. And also, you can see the muzzle brake at the end is the European stock muzzle brake, which also is not imported into the United States. So, hats off to Peter. He really did a great job from TopGun Airguns. When I chose an Air Arms, I wanted to go with something that was light. I have Marauders and I have larger guns, but I wanted something that I could take with me and something that would break down, and that's why I went with the TDR. And the 177 caliber is great for small pests, varmints, birds, crows. And being that it's a TDR, it comes with a standard 12-pound rifle. 12 pounds from Air Arms, meaning that that's the maximum. So to meet the UK standards, it's usually around 11.5 foot-pounds. Peter also did some modification. He went in there and put a heavier hammer spring in there and did some work on the inside with the rings, and it's up to about 13.5, 14 foot-pounds, which is really good. That's 14 foot-pounds is really good for a 177 to do pest control. So let's get a closer look at the TDR. When you buy the TDR, you get the zip-down case, and you can see the black case is really constructed nice. It's really nice material. It's got the Air Arms logo on it, and it's got a dual zipper on both sides. When you open up the case comes with padding on the top, and on the inside of the case comes with complete Velcro straps to hold everything in. Once you take the Velcro straps off, the case has a complete outline for everything that your rifle needs to fit in there snugly. You can see where your rifle stock goes, your bolt carrier action, the place for your scope, a place for your muzzle brake, and over here is where the carrying arm goes. When I get done with the video, I'll show you. I'll tear it down and show you where everything goes. I thought for today we'd start with the muzzle end of the rifle. Everybody starts from the back, so we'll start from the front and work our way back. The TDR is set up because the takedown capabilities that the moderator is also removable. With one swivel screw, which is easily hand turned, the moderator slides right off the barrel. And one thing I found out from Peter from TopGun Airguns is that the moderators are easily adaptable from the 22 to the 177. So if you have one moderator, it'll fit on both your 22 and 177. Because without this is your straight barrel. It's quite loud. The moderator really cuts it down by about 30 to 60%. It's really quiet with the moderator. As you can see in the detail of the barrel is highly polished. Very, very, very clear coated. Actually, if you just wipe it with a dry rag, you can wipe smears and smudges off of it. It's a very, very outstanding finish. And that's one thing about buying an Air Arms, you get top quality. And the thing about this being my first Air Arms, out of the box, never fired except for being test fired. I was putting pellet on pellet because this is a Lothar Walther barrel. And Peter from TopGun Airguns also told me, if you buy a Lothar Walther barrel, there's different grades of barrel and different thickness. Air Arms buys the top of the line. It doesn't buy the average barrel. It buys the competition, the top grade Lothar Walther barrels, which they put on their rifles. That's why everybody that has an Air Arms tells you that they're pellet on pellet because of the barrel. If you don't have a quality barrel, you'll never get that accuracy. When I got this, it was just amazing. I called Peter within the first 10 minutes of shooting it, and it was just that outstanding. If you look at the dust cap on the Air Arms is just like any other rifle. It's screwed off back and forth. But the fill adapter is unique. The fill adapter that comes with it is a brass connection. It's a slotted connection, and you can see in the back with like a T. So when you put this on, you put it on, you push it over the O-rings until you get it through the slot. And as you twist, now I have a standard 1/4 inch thread on it, so that way I just plug up my connection hose to this and you fill it up just like any other air rifle. When you're done, you bleed your line and you remove this the same way you put it on through the slot, and you're done. As you make your way back through the barrel, you'll see that it only comes with one barrel band to the front. It's a short barrel. It's a 15.8-inch barrel, I do believe, and the reservoir is only like 173 cc's because it is a compact model. And as you work your way back to the receiver, you can see that it comes with an 11mm dovetail connection. Switching sides on the TDR, you can see the other side. Everybody always wonders what this long, elongated thing is. That's the magazine weld. That's a piece that holds the magazine. Instead of having a bulky piece in the middle, Air Arms just put on a piece where the magazine clips in on the other side, which I'll show you in a second. But as you can see, your standard bolt forward, standard bolt back. I have the rifle sitting on the stool so you can see how the custom woodwork that Peter Plessinger did at TopGun Airguns. You can see how he has the bottom flat to where you don't even really need a bench. You can set the rifle on any flat surface and it balances out. And that's what's really nice about the custom work, because it just really balances out well. You can see the portholes that he drilled through for balancing on the front, so the front is not heavy. It's really smooth, and it's really just glides in your hand. The same thing with the trigger cutout. The trigger fits in there without any modifications. The pistol stock that he did on it is just outstanding. It's just smooth as glass. The cheek piece is smoothed out, and it's more of the traditional piece like they had on the old, what they call the shark fin on the S-410. It's just really smooth and it's really nice. And one thing you have to learn about this is because the butt pad, because it is a compact, you can see with the screw, there's a screw which you can raise and lower the butt pad. The butt pad can come up based upon your needs for shooting, because being such a small rifle, overall length, compared to a standard rifle, it's just something that you have to get used to. If you're used to grabbing onto a big Marauder or an S-510, this thing is really, really compact, and you got to kind of get used to. It's almost I would say, in comparison to like a Marauder pistol with a shroud extension and the forestock. My impression of the Air Arms S-410 TDR, pros and cons. Two cons that I found. One, the trigger. It's adjustable, but it comes factory. It's very light. When it came to me, it's only like 1.25 pounds. As you can see, my shooting demonstration, I had 4 pellets on pellet, and the 5th one shot like 8 inches off, because as I was getting my sight group, I just barely touched the trigger and it went off. So that's something for safety issues I'm going to have to adjust down. Secondly, with putting that extra large hammer spring in there to get the power up from 11 pounds to 14 pounds, the bolt is really kind of hard to pull back, but I think in time that'll come. We'll try to work it out. I've only got maybe 150 rounds through it today. The cons, it's phenomenal. The craftsmanship on it, the finish, the fit, I mean, the indexing magazine is really one of the easiest magazines I've ever seen. It's an outstanding gun. I forgot to go over the scope. I have a Hawke 4x12 Sport HD on there, which does phenomenal. I'm going to replace that with an Eclipse later, but for now the 4x12 it's by 50 does an awesome job. It's pellet on pellet. If I had to rate the gun on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it an 11, because if you ever get a chance to shoot an air arms, you'll never go back to whatever you were shooting, trust me. It's an awesome gun, and like I said, Peter Plotzinger down at TopGun Airguns out of Scottsdale, Arizona, he does a lot of custom work. He does a lot of air arm stuff. So, I mean, look him up on the internet. I'll put a link to his webpage. And I've actually got 2 more guns coming from him. And just outstanding work. And really reasonable price, too. You think when you go with a custom shop, you're paying like thousands of dollars for a $500 gun. You're not. You're paying for what you get, and it's for service. So, with that, enough talking about the gun. We'll see how it shoots.